Okay. So, sis, you an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. That's who you are. That's who you be. You come from the nation of Israel and the tribe of Judah. You are God's chosen, sis.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law.
So look, sis, you say you are a princess, right? So God's saying you got to fulfill the royal law. Read.
According to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor.
According to the Bible. So we got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. We got to, us being a royal people, we are God's chosen. We got to hold ourselves to the royal law. We got to fulfill that thing. What's some laws that we should keep? Matter of fact, you know you're an Israelite, right? Okay. How could I stand before you and say that you are? Or how could you tell me? How could you be like, you know what? Now I know I'm an Israelite. How do you know that you're an Israelite?
I believe it's a different connection with the universe and the spirit.
Okay. Now watch this. Let's give me Deuteronomy. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. I'm finna show you in the Bible how you supposed to know that you are an Israelite, right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall...
So the curses, Moses is talking to the Israelites. He's telling the Israelites, if you don't listen to God and keep his commandments, you're going to be cursed.
Bring it out.
Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So a curse is a good or a bad thing?
It's bad.
It's bad for sure. So the Bible just said, cursed shalt thou be in the city. If a curse is a bad thing, that means the Israelites is going to live in the worst parts of the city. Who inhabit the worst parts of the city of Sacramento? Who in the hood? Who in the ghettos? We are. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
We in the hoods. We in Meadowview. We in the Thomas. We in the Heights. We in Oak Park. We in G Parkway.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field. Didn't this happen to us? Didn't we pick cotton? Didn't we pick sugarcane, tobacco? Cursed in the, fast forward. Look at our so-called Mexican brothers. Ain't they still in the field right now, picking strawberries? They're picking all the produce. We got the worst jobs. Cursed in the field, job field. We the first fired and the last hired.
Read. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Cursed shall be thy basket. Can we, do we own any of these stores around here? Do we own the food co?
We should.
We supposed to. We supposed to own everything around here, but we don't. Go to 45.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
So all these curses is going to come upon us. So if you read the Bible, right, because the Bible is talking about us, the Israelites, from beginning to end. So when you read the Bible and you like, man, it keeps saying Israel, Israelites. The Bible keeps saying this. Who are the Israelites? Who are the Israelites? They talking about us. But this how you going to know, because these curses, read it again.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
So these curses is going to consume us, it's going to overtake us until we be destroyed. When it say destroyed, is it saying like we no longer on the earth anymore? What's going on, sis? How you doing? What's your name? Angela, I'm Malachi. Right now we're talking about the curses. What's your nationality? Colombian. So you Asher, right? Yep, you Asher. So you an Israelite from the tribe of Asher, sis. How do you know? Because of the curses. That's what we going over right now. So we going over in the scriptures so you can be able to say, no, I'm not Colombian. I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Asher. And this is how I can prove it. Boom. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Until we be destroyed. So all these curses, we gonna go into slavery on slave ships. We gonna be in the worst communities. We gonna get the worst food. We gonna get the worst education. We gonna get the worst living circumstances until we are destroyed. No, we're not destroyed like killed off. We're non-existent. No, we don't know who we are now. We don't know that we the Israelites. We don't know that God is only our God. We don't know that we're supposed to be keeping the commandments of God. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So why? Why did this happen? Did y'all catch that? Read it again.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we hard-headed.
Yeah.
We want to do our own thing. We don't want to listen. Nah, we got this. So now we destroyed. Read on.
To keep his commandments.
Because we didn't keep his commandments. Read.
And his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So these curses is going to be upon us for a sign and a wonder. If you ever want to know who are the real Israelites, these curses, they're going to be on the bottom of society. They're going to be in the ghettos. They're going to have the worst education. They're going all the bad stuff that we suffering. That's how you going to know. Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And upon our children forever. Your baby gonna go through it. You going through it. Your baby gonna go through it. Her baby gonna go through it. We gotta break it. How do we break it though?
We gotta follow the commandments.
There you go. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 1. Give ear. 31.
30.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 2. And shalt return unto the Lord thy God.
Read
verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee.
All these curses that came upon us. We live in it now. We going through it. Read.
Come upon thee the blessings and the curse.
The blessings and the curses. The blessings happened, King David, King Solomon, you know what I mean? They ruled all Israel. But now we didn't listen. So now we live in the curses. Read.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind.
Hey, hold on, sis. Let me show you this real quick before you leave. Don't leave just yet. Don't leave just yet. Stay a little bit longer.
Thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Because the Lord, he driven us in all nations, right? We everywhere like air. You can't go nowhere and not see one of us, right? Read.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God.
So now we starting to return to the Lord our God. We starting to keep the commandments. We starting to learn that we are the Israelites. We are God's chosen. Read.
And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
We keeping the commandments now.
Thou and thy children.
Thou, us, and our children. So what we got to do, we got to teach our kids to keep the commandments too. We got to teach our kids, little baby, you an Israelite. That's what we got to do. Read.
With all thine heart and with all thy soul. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
So sis, let me ask you a question. Read that again, because I think you missed it. Did you catch it? Read it.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
So right now we in captivity, right? We on the bottom, right? So let me show you something. Watch my hands. So if we on the bottom right here, right? And he said he gonna turn our captivity. When he turn it, where we gonna be at then?
On top.
We gonna be on the top. We gonna be ruling the world. Read.
If any of thine be driven, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity
Gonna turn our captivity.
and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations.
Then he gonna come and scoop us up, and then we gonna be ruling. So let me ask you a question. What's your nationality?
I'm Colombian.
You missed it. You missed it, sis.
Oh, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
Asher. You an Israelite.
Asher.
You are an Israelite from the tribe of Asher.
Yes. I know. I just have a hard time pronouncing it.
Asher. You are an Israelite, sis. You're not Colombian. Remember that. That's an insult. That is an insult. That's like, what is something that somebody will call you that will have you pissed off?
Oh, shit. Fat.
I mean, worse than that. That's gonna have you ready to come to blows.
It's hard to make me mad.
But if somebody told you something and you was like, "What?" You ready to put them up. You ready to and I mean get into some fisticuffs.
A racist person.
Okay. If somebody said something like that to you, that's how you should feel by somebody calling you a Colombian.
I ain't going nowhere.
Sis, hold on. Don't smoke, sis. Don't smoke, sis.
Hey, I got a question, right? You say Colombian, right? Now, Colombia was named after Columbus, who came over here, right? And when he came over here, what did he do to the people that was already over here? Your people that was already here.
Enslave them and change.
He enslaved them. Now, your nationality is called after his name.
In our language, they took our language away.
And our language.
A language that was taught
So-
to us by the conquered person that was abusing
So,
us.
you see why it's so important that the officer right here, he's trying to restore your original nationality back to you.
Yeah, we
He
have our
trying
own
to
language.
he trying to show you what God called you, because Columbus is the one that called you Colombian.
Yeah.
He like, these people, we enslaved them, we gonna call them Colombian.
That's all
The,
facts.
the people over here, we gonna call them American. The word America comes from a white man named Americo Vespucci, who conquered this land,
Yeah.
who helped Columbus. He was a map maker. He was also a Spaniard. So what we gotta realize is the names that we have on us today, we were enslaved with those names. What God calls you is the tribe of Asher. Why is that so important? You believe in Jesus?
No,
You don't believe in Jesus Christ?
no.
You don't believe in Jesus?
Not
So
really.
now why don't you believe in the Bible?
Because it was taught by the people that enslaved my people and brainwashed them.
I like that.
That's not even real.
Now, I like that, right? You know why I like that? Is because the reason why you don't believe in it is because you see that it was taught by them. But do you know that the Bible came before they came over here? Do you know that
sacrifice was given to the 12.
It's time for y'all to pull your head out the ass and wake up.
Do you know that the Bible was our history before they even came to this side of the land? Now watch this. How did the so-called Colombians get here? You know? You say a boat, right? How did they got here on boat, right? Now watch this. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse, what is that? 1340. Give me that. Watch this.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40.
Come right here real quick so we can use this sign so I can help you out. Watch this. Read that.
Those are the 10 tribes.
The Bible says those are the 10 tribes, right? You got 10 of these tribes, right? And what happened to them?
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Josiah the king.
So they were carried away prisoners out of their own land. Our land is in Israel, in Jerusalem. This was our land at first. Watch this.
whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
So now they went to the land of Assyria, right? They went this way. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So these 10 tribes, they took counsel among themselves. They was like, man, we don't want to be here no more. We in captivity. We oppressed here. Watch this.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
That they would leave those nations where they were taken captive at. Read.
And go forth into a further country.
They were going to go forth into a further country. A further country. Watch this.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where what?
Never mankind dwelt.
Because on this side of the world, nobody ever lived here before the Colombians, before the Puerto Ricans, before the Mexicans, before the Native American Indians, before the Seminole Indians. Nobody lived over here before them. So that's how they got to this side of the land. They said that we're going to go forth into what?
A further country where never mankind dwelt.
Read.
That they might there keep their statues.
Hey, give me ask Arceus real quick so I can show the sister. Watch this.
Which they never kept in their own land.
So they went forth into this country to keep the commandments that they never kept when they was over here. Because they were supposed to keep the commandments. And what happened was, you got it? And what happened was, because they didn't keep the commandments, God allowed them to go into captivity under the Assyrians. So now what happened, when they went into captivity under the Assyrians, they were released from captivity, and now they took counsel, and they said, we're going to go into a further land where nobody else dwelt, where mankind never dwelt. So watch this. No, finish reading this so we can get to the point. Watch this. Because I know my sister trying to leave. Where you got to go today? Work? Watch this. I'm going to be quick. Read.
What is it that helps me understand who I am? You know what I'm saying? Because where would you, if I had to say, where do you line up on that?
But he don't want to yet.
Verse 42, that they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates.
So the Bible says they entered into the Euphrates. You see Euphrates right here, right? So they entered into the Euphrates. Go ahead.
By the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High, being shown signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
So they entered into the Euphrates, right? The Euphrates leads to this side of Africa, right? Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go.
So it says through that country there was a great way to go. So now when you go to the Euphrates on the side of Africa, if you're using a boat, it was a great way to go. Look at the arrow. It's showing you the way that they went. Watch this. Now, this is a history book. We didn't write this. We didn't make this map. This is in history. So it says through that country there was a great way to go. Watch this.
Namely, of a year and a half.
How long did it take them to get around the bottom of Africa?
A year and a half.
So they came this way around the bottom of Africa to get to this side of the land. It took them a year and a half. Watch this.
And the same region is called Arceus.
The place where they went, what was it called?
Arceus.
So now we're going to read about Arceus, and I want to show you what they knew that the land Arceus was. Remember, it said they were going to go into a land where never mankind dwelt. Now watch this. Arceus.
Jewish Encyclopedia.
Now this is in the Jewish Encyclopedia. That they're defining the word Arceus that's in the Bible. Watch this.
Arceus, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man.
That's what the Bible just said. Far away from the habitation of man, where never mankind dwelt. Watch this.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell.
In which the 10 tribes of what?
Israel will dwell.
So who were on this side of the land before Columbus came? The 10 tribes of Israel. Watch this.
Observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration, according to 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 45.
Read.
Columbus identified America with this land.
What did Columbus say where the Israelites was going to be? Where at?
Columbus identified America with this land.
So guess what, sis? When he's telling you that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Asher, we got the receipts. We got the proof. You're not a Colombian. You're an Israelite.
Hey, what does that tell you? How did they find you? No, how did they find you? How did Columbus find you? The Bible. He looked in your history book and he found you in the Bible, and then you just seen it. That's why he asked you, do you believe the Bible? That's why. He asked you, did you believe the Bible? Because the same book that you say you don't believe in, that's how they found you. That's how they conquered you. That's how they took your stuff. So what the whole message is, you have to come back to this in order to be that great people again. You'll never be great. You'll never be great calling yourself a name after another nation, after another man. Because your nationality, what does it determine? Yes, but I'm asking you this. What does your nationality determine? Yeah. It's supposed to determine what? Where you come from, the landmass you come from, the people you come from, the language you're supposed to have. You get what I'm saying? So if all of this stuff is stripped away from you, what do you have left? You have nothing, and that's why we don't prosper. Because we have nothing. That's why we don't prosper, because we don't have nothing. That's why our brothers is walking up the street and don't know which way is up. Our sisters is walking up the street and don't know which way is down. Why? Because we don't know who we are. We don't value ourselves the way that we're supposed to. You get what I'm saying? Sisters, it was at one point in time in our history where our sisters were super delicate. Delicate as hell. To where the feet didn't even touch the ground.
So where did the book of Enoch fall into this?
The book of Enoch falls nowhere into this. That's not a book that matters. Because the book of Enoch ain't gonna put your spirit together. It ain't gonna fix a broken person. Right now our people is broken. How do we get repaired?
By
Give me that proverb about the rubies.
being obedient.
Being obedient to what if you don't believe the Bible?
You gotta follow the commandment.
You gotta follow the commandment. You can't be loyal. You can't be obedient to yourself. Then that makes you the God. If you the God, snap and make your situation better. How you gonna do that? You can't do that. But guess what? But guess what? There is a way that we can get better. Like before, right? I used to gangbang, drug deal, pimp. I used to destroy my community. But it wasn't until I found out how important I was in the earth. Because guess what? Give me the earnest expectation of the creature. Give me that. Give me that. Watch this. Watch this, sir. Read that. How much time you got before you got to go to work?
I gotta go now. I'm already late.
You already late? Give me this. Watch this. So look, when you understand your value and understand what you mean to the earth, then guess what? You will want to do something to change better. Watch this. Watch what the earth waiting for.
Romans chapter 8, verse 19.
Come on.
For the earnest expectation of the creature.
The earnest expectation of the creature. That means the trees. That means the animals. That means the fish in the sea. Come on.
Waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God.
You see that the earth is waiting for you to wake up. Why? Because when we ruled the world, the earth was at peace. When we ruled the world, there wasn't no pollution. Everything was perfect when we ran the world. So guess what? The scriptures say that the earth is waiting for you to realize that you that royal people. You that royal people. You God's chosen people. But if you don't exhibit that, right, then guess what? You're going to stay at the bottom. Because don't nobody give a damn about us for real. Don't nobody give a damn about us for real. I just was looking at this woman right here and understood. I'm like, wait a minute, I know you from somewhere. This is my little cousin. Why can't I recognize my own little cousin? You get what I'm saying? Because what the world and earth have did to us. The world destroyed us. This little girl was a perfect little child the last time I seen her. But why now is we running back into each other? Because the power of the Lord. Hey, sis, you got that flyer? Get in contact with us. You want to make your community great again?
I do.
You gotta come back to being that Israelite woman. You get what I'm saying? You gotta stop. You gotta stop wearing them damn pants because that's abomination, sis. You gotta stop that. That's on the road back to perfection. Because at one point we was perfect. At one point in time, during the 80 years that King David and King Solomon reigned, our nation was perfect. We got to get back to that.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word